Won't be too long now. Ready to go inside the next minute. Starter calls him in, white flag, off and racing. So race 2 of Killeagh 2025 is the 5-year-old Geldings Maiden, sponsored by Tattersalls National Hunt. About to head up past the winning post area and on the way to the first of 15 fences. And it's one of the local runners in the field. It is Sailor McKay who's out there sharing the lead in the early stages with another East Cork horse, Gillett's Hill. They're 1 and 2 away from the first fence. The Galway runner in the pack, Time for Tom, has come through into third position. Fourth place then is the Western Rover, who in turn is tracked in about 5th position there by the Goff runner in this contest, which is Never Surrender. 3 from the back of the field is another local runner for Colin Motherway's team, Frankie's Freebie. And then the 2 who are anchored out the back through the first half mile are Father Hyde in company with Ronsel Roebling. So they're going a steady gallop as they descend towards the end of the back straight after about a half a mile or so. And there's not much now to choose between Gillett's Hill, who is on the near side of Sailor McKay. They set a nice little tempo here. From in third position, we have in the yellow jacket Owen Mann aboard Time for Tom. On his inside sits Mark Skellin's runner, the Western Rover, a couple of lengths further back to Frankie's Phoebe, who keeps company with Never Surrender, and still the 2 back markers are Ronsel Roebling and finally Father Hyde. So they level up to the first of the 3 fences on the climb up to the winning post for the first time. Gillett's Hill has a small advantage now as they come to this next fence. From in second place is Sailor McKay. All appear to have jumped that next one safely. So on to number 5 of 15. Gillett's Hill, Sailor McKay 1 and 2. In third position in the navy and red colours, that's the Western Rover, who's just ahead of Never Surrender, and on their outside there is Time for Tom. So climbing out over the next one. Back marker is the Maloney runner Father Hyde, but they're nicely grouped as they complete a lap and 5 fences behind them. On the turn now to number 6, Gillett's Hill, tight to the inside here in the hands of Darragh Allen, has a small lead over Sailor McKay and James Murphy in second. Up there closing in third position, but kind of ballooning that fence, was Time for Tom, who's along with the Western Rover, and then Never Surrender is followed by Frankie's Phoebe, back markers Ronsel Roebling and Father Hyde. To the fence now, that'll bring him down the hill for the second time. Gillett's Hill and Sailor McKay both jumped that one well. They continue to draw this field along in third position. Sitting nicely there is the Western Rover with Time for Tom. Further back then to find in 5th place is Never Surrender, who's just ahead of Frankie's Phoebe. And then we've got Ronsel Roebling and Father Hyde. So the 8 runners have jumped soundly to this point in the contest. Soon, when they just turn in a few moments, they'll be at about the halfway point in all today's races. So 8 more fences to jump in this 5-year-old Geldings Maiden, and precious little to choose between Gillett's Hill, who's on the near side of Sailor McKay, and then as they now go 2 by 2 for the first couple of groups, in a dispute of third position is the Western Rover with Time for Tom. So over this next one in 5th place then is Never Surrender, white face on the inside, and then Ronsel Roebling and Frankie's Freebie. Back marker is Father Hyde. Continuing to move up the hill now towards the fence, which is 6 from home, and now they begin to stack up in behind Gillett's Hill and Sailor McKay as the pace has been relaxed there over the last furlong. Time for Tom is a close third. Pressing them in 4th position is the Western Rover, who arguably has had the run of the race to this point. Back then in 5th and 6th places as they turn to the next fence, Never Surrender, Frankie's Freebie, followed by Ronsel Roebling and Father Hyde. All to play for as they take the 5th last fence. Gillett's Hill booted into it, came up with a good jump, and an equally good jump there by Sailor McKay, not so good, and pulled up promptly at the back there with an injury. I think was Russell Roebling. Seemed to go wrong after that fence. Russell Roebling is out after the fifth last, so we're down to 7. And Gillett's Hill got in a bit deep there, but still lands away from the fence in company with Sailor McKay. They're 1 and 2 all the time, waiting to pounce if good enough. In a close third is the Western Rover. And with these then in fourth on the outside is Time for Tea, then Never Surrender, Father Hyde, and at the back is Frankie's Freebie. So still only 6-7 lengths between the remaining 7 runners as they travel towards the apex of this bend. Soon they'll be moving up the hill to the third last fence. So it is Gillett's Hill. Dara Allen beginning now to edge on in front here. Pushed along in second is Sailor McKay, still holding every chance. Now into second place is the Western Rover. So as they come over this one, it's Gillett's Hill from the Western Rover. Sailor McKay is next. Never Surrender stays on as they come over the second last fence, but Gillett's Hill continues to wind it up from the front. We lost the Western Rover a faller when held in third, but as they come to the last, Gillett's Hill begins to stretch away now from Never Surrender, and they're clear in turn for Time for Tom. But here's the final fence for Gillett's Hill. There'll be a Carricktool winner today at the local East Cork track for Terence O'Brien and Darrell Allen. Gillett's Hill won in style. Second home was Never Surrender. To third place we've got Frankie's Freebie just ahead of Time for Tom, and one other completing there, which was Sailor McKay. Pulled up before the second last fence was Father Hyde.
The result of the second race: first number 12, second number 14, third number 10, number 18 was fourth, 12, 14, 10, number 18 was fourth. Would Stephanie Murphy please go to her car? Stephanie Murphy. And your distances were 8 lengths, 5 lengths, and a half a length. 8 lengths, 5 lengths, and a half a length. The third race, the winners of 2, sponsored by the Irish Thoroughbred Breeders Association. There are 7 runners. The runners and riders: number 1, Mr. B.T. Stone. Number 2, Mr. P.A. King. Number 3, Mr. J.W. Hendrick. Number 4, Miss C. Butler, claiming 5.